piece. And you fucking, the big hoods, you dented them all the time. Then you couldn't get them over.
Well, I know. I've seen guys with the Wartaws doing that.
Yeah.
And that's right. The cover was too flimsy on it.
Yeah.
But this thing here, like Carl, when he opened it up, I couldn't believe how heavy that was.
Oh yeah, and like you said, I've laid logs across them, and no issues.
Yeah.
Have you ran the Danfoss joysticks before?
Yes.
Yeah. How do you like the sure grip over Danfoss?
It's like anything, right? Get used to it. It's not,
Yeah.
I don't find it any. It's like lots of guys, you know, they don't like this. Sometimes you get on a log loader, things are backwards. I said, you finally got to think about it, because I was just a supervisor of an excavating company. I said, you only got to think for an hour, guys, and it's natural to you again.
Yeah.
But they always want you to get a mechanic, get everything changed.
Yeah, switch the lines around.
Yeah, yeah, and I go, no, no, everybody's afraid to think now.
Yeah.
You know, just thinking, well, I says, no, in an hour, you know, in less than a half a day, you wouldn't know, but you ran it all your life.
Yeah. How about the head and capacities?
What do you mean?
Just your log size, what you can do with it.
Oh, this is nothing here, but like I say, that one there, I was dragging up. That's not big for this head.
Yeah.
That log there that's actually, we had way bigger. She was hunking her through it, big, huge limbs on the end, right? Just like nothing.
Uphill. I saw it the other day.
No, and like I say, that's. I like the size of logs it can handle. You know, the 12,000, not much of a bigger log. You know, like I say, it might sound a bit bigger, but you know, you're not going that big.
Yeah.
When you start, if I start getting into some berries like this, I tape the first log in this bucket. Just go out here, put your head on it, and bucket. You line up 6 or 8. You know, you get into a spot like that, you start trying to reef on the head. You're gonna start ripping shit off, right? I don't give how good they're made. You can't abuse it. But yeah, no, the setup, like you say, this.
Well, the real heavy ones, you use physics, right? You put it on your deck and run along the deck and then cut
the
it off.
setup in that too, it's they got that done a little better than it used to be, and.
So all in all, the XT, from what your experience was with the Logmax, you're impressed with the changes?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I'm impressed with the changes. Yeah, no, like I say, they got this out here too. This piece built out here.
For your cylinder guard, yeah.
Just covers your cylinder guard, just.
Well, it's just good heavy guarding.
Yeah, They didn't if you put anything flimsy on there, you'd bend it down if you touched it, right?
Yeah.
You're not supposed to touch it, but shit happens.
So Dennis, you had experience with Logmax. You had subcontractors that worked with you before. Is that what introduced you to the product?
I did give the fellow that worked for me a call because I knew that he had all Logmax.
Yeah.
And he was happy with them, and he said they were the biggest thing he said was the service. That was one of the biggest things. He said you'll never get service. He says you can phone these guys in Kamloops, and he said they'll troubleshoot you over the phone. And we've already experienced it with the 750 shortly after we got it, where we didn't have phone service, but the mechanic was at the machine with a two-way radio, and the foreman's down the road with the phone, and he's on the phone to Kamloops, and they fixed the machine that way, and they got it working. And he said he's had Wartaws too, and he said it was the Wartaw. I haven't got the personal experience with Wartaw, but he did, and he said that 8 times out of 10 they'll tell you to phone the dealer. They won't even bother taking the time to help you. So that was one of the big factors for me was with the Logmax, because of service, and then the ones that worked for me, they just seemed to work every day. I had some contractors here this year, and they were steady doing something on them, but not the Logmax. So.
I had when I worked with TIMAT, we had lots of Wartaws, and then we went to the Logmax. You only had 1 or 2 out before I left, and what a difference! No issues.
Well, that's what Steve Pierce told me, and he worked for me a couple of years ago there, and they just went steady all day long.
I can phone Barry or Gary on the phone. I've had lots on the phone with them, lots, and they've got me running.
Yeah. Down
for a long time, right? And you learn to try a whole bunch of stuff, so you got their problems, a lot of their problems solved, right? They're going, okay. And you know what? I've known Gary, for example. I've dealt with him the most. He spent hours and hours trying to figure something out for me, and I'd stay going. He'd phone me or I'd phone him, and we'd get her over the phone.
Well, we're hoping that